Gary, a 1-0 win, victory here tonight at Steel Park. You're top of the league. You must be very happy.
Probably not as happy as what you'd think. I don't know. That was just frustrating. You know, when you don't kill the game off. I thought the first half, both teams had a couple of half chances. Not much. We dominated possession. They sat in as a 5. With 3 in front and made it really difficult for us. We had loads of the ball, but didn't really penetrate them enough. I think Gaz and Ruben had probably our best chances first half. We've come out second half, done a bit better. Obviously, Nutty come on and made a difference, give us that little bit of an injection of impetus. And obviously, we got the penalty. Ruben scored. We probably should then put the game to bed, and we didn't. And I just, we got ourselves in a situation, we were not hanging on by any stretch of the imagination, but we've had to defend really well. And I just felt there was, one or two not pulling the weight in the last 10, 12 minutes. And that can cost you dearly because, like I say, we've had to defend really well. But I said to the lads before the game, I said, I'd rather play... have a scruffy 1-0 win and play really well and draw 0-0 or, miss loads of chances. So I've probably got to be a bit careful what I wish for because I didn't enjoy the last 10 minutes. That was tough. And you've got to credit Boldmere as well. They come with a game plan. They stuck to it. They didn't move away from it. They nullified a lot of what we tried to do. But I felt the first half probably took a lot out of them because we kept the ball quite well. And then sort of I could see the chances opening, we was going to get 1 or 2 more chances, and we did. And like I say, when you don't take them, you're putting yourselves in a position where your centre-halves and your full-backs and your 2 holding midfielders have really got to, defend right, not make a mistake, and everyone else has got to put a shift in around that. And I didn't think we'd done that as well as probably what we could do. I thought our game management weren't brilliant tonight, and that's normally quite good. But yeah, 3 points. I don't want to come on here and be overcritical because we come here for 3 points. We got 3 points, and that set us up for another game on Saturday against another good side who'll have a lot of possession, keep the ball, and we just got to keep ticking them off. I always say to the boys, you only play excellently probably 6-7 times a year. The rest is just a grind, and that's exactly what it was tonight, and that's exactly what we done.
It wasn't easy, of course. The rain was pouring down, but it was the same for both teams. But you have made chances, just maybe not taking them in the best way possible. But your team's come through it, and you've had quite a few injuries.
Yeah.
And a player's gone this week as well. He's released himself, it seems. But anything you want to say about Butters?
Oh, Butts, he's injured, isn't he? That's quite sad, really. I've had him a long time. I've won a league with him at Bedford. He's a good lad, good player. Always give 110%. But he's got that knee injury at Corn. I think he's ruptured his meniscus or something in his knee. He's got a young baby now, and he's just started his own roofing business. He can work, but I think that shook him up a little bit, that maybe he might not have been able to, and obviously he's got bills to pay. He's 31, he's had a decent career, and the end bit was he went to have the scan on his knee, but he had some metal in his eye or something, so they couldn't do the scan because that's dangerous. And by the time he gets his eyes looked at to then get his knee looked at to then have the knee fixed, you're probably looking at about 2030 the way the country is at the minute. So yeah, he's put himself probably semi-retired, and we'll see what happens. But I don't see him coming back anytime soon anyway.
But you've got other issues on the bench. But they've all gone through. You usually full bench this evening, and they've all come through the game. There's no major injury worries after tonight's game, is there?
No, we didn't use Ben and we didn't use Ryan. But yeah, Ty got a tight hamstring. He probably didn't have as much movement as what he would have liked. Harrison's come back from a long injury. Harrison Taylor. And Nutty's come on. He was away at the weekend, and like I say, brilliant going that way. And we just got we've got work to do with him going this way. But he affects games. He's a handful, and for him to play every week and be the player we want to be, he's got He's got to work on the other side of the game, which is when we ain't got the ball. He's brilliant with the ball. That's when we ain't got the ball, he's got to get himself into areas. But that's something we've got to do as staff, manager and staff. And obviously, we're doing a lot of shaping sessions at the minute, trying to get the balance right, trying to get the structure right. And I think we played some good stuff in our 2/3 tonight without doing enough in the final third. But, you know, we're getting there. You know, if we're in progress and we're nowhere near peaked yet. There's so much more to come from this team. But we've still managed to get, we've got 12 points or 15?
That's 15 from 6 games.
15 points from 6 games. So that's, you know, I think we'd have all took that at the start. We've had some tricky games as well. And we've just got to keep bouncing from game to game. We've got the trophy in between as well. So, listen, we're in a good spot, but that is only, how many games? 6? Just, not even 10, what are we, about 15% through?
Yeah, 6 games plus 3 in the cup, isn't
through
it?
the season. So, yeah, we'll just keep going and, you know, let's not talk about league tables and all that. We was top this time last year, I think, and obviously Corby went on an unbelievable run. So, we just got to keep, you know, I do, looking at the results and how they've gone, I genuinely think, you know, that's going to be a real good championship this year. I think there's probably 7 teams, 8 teams probably think they can win it. So we just got to keep going. It's going to be tough. You know, probably 3 of them 8 won't even get in the top 5. So we'll just keep our feet on the ground, keep working hard, keep training hard, and obviously try to get better each week.
Excellent, Gary. Well, we'll speak to you Saturday afternoon away at Rugby Borough. Looking forward to that. Another new ground, but I suppose you've already had your eyes on them. You know what to expect.
Yeah, they'll be, you know, their manager, he was manager of Sutton Coldfield, he plays a certain way, which is successful for him, and, you know, they'll try and keep the ball, they'll move us around. We'll have to work really, really hard to get a result on Saturday, but we'll digest this one, and then we'll start looking tomorrow and Friday about coming up with a plan to try and beat them as well. So, you know, I think that'd be a good game Saturday, and, you know, another 50-50 game on the road, which, you know, we do all right in. So let's hope we're talking to you Saturday with another point or 3.
Excellent. Thanks, Gary. Appreciate your time as always.
Thank you.